Evicting a tenant can seem like a complicated process, but in this video, we'll quickly explain eviction laws in Mississippi and how to recover your property in 5 simple steps. First, what is an eviction? Eviction is the process of illegally removing a tenant. It's illegal for a landlord to change locks or physically remove a tenant themselves. So if the renter refuses to leave after violating their lease, you must seek an eviction from the court. The process for simply terminating a lease differs from that of an eviction. Lease terminations require proper notice from the landlord or tenant, and state conditions can be found on our website. Legal reasons for eviction in Mississippi. A landlord only has grounds to evict a tenant for reasons allowable in the state. The first step in the eviction process is to give the lessee one of the following notices. Non-payment of rent. If the tenant is late on rent, you can serve them a 3-day notice to pay or quit. This gives them 3 days to pay the rent in full along with any penalties or vacate the property. Non-compliance. If your tenant violates their rental agreement, a 14-day notice to comply or quit gives them 30 days to either abide by the lease or vacate the property. If the tenant commits a second non-compliance violation within 6 months, you can serve them a 14-day notice to quit with no option to cure, which means they're required to vacate by the end of the 14 days. Rent grace period. In Mississippi, there is no rent grace period. Rent is due on the due date. An eviction notice can be served if rent is only 1 day late. 5 steps to legally evicting a tenant in Mississippi. Serve the notice to quit. Choose the form you need and download or fill it out on eForms.com. Post it on the tenant's door and also send it via certified mail with a return receipt requested via USPS. If the breach is curable, you must wait for the specified number of days to give the tenant a chance to fix the problem. File eviction papers with the court. If the tenant hasn't mitigated the issue and remains on the property, or if the breach is incurable, you can proceed to the local justice court where the property is located. You'll need to file the following forms: cover sheet and either a complaint or a non-payment of rent or a complaint for breach of lease. The court will then issue a summons and will schedule a hearing date. Serve the summons and complaint. The tenant now needs the information about the case filed against them. The sheriff's department or a process server should serve the tenant the summons and complaint. They will then have the opportunity to respond with an answer form. Await a judgment. If the tenant doesn't attend the hearing, or if the judge rules in your favor, a judgment will be issued that orders the tenant to vacate. Removing the tenant. If the tenant doesn't vacate within 5 days, you may obtain a writ of possession from the court, which will allow the sheriff's office to remove the tenant and their possessions. Damages. Often the tenant's security deposit does not cover total losses. If damages are not awarded at the hearing, you may be able to recover past due rent and court fees through small claims court. Now you can get eviction proceedings started. Get eviction forms, court documents, and all other information you'll need at the link below for free.